5 canceled video games that we wish would get resurrected. This is Nerdist Now. Folks, E3 2021 will soon be upon us, and while we've already speculated about our predictions for upcoming games at the year's biggest video gaming conference, not every single video game always makes it to store shelves. And today we're going to be talking about 5 games that made headlines at E3, but unfortunately never crossed the finish line, and more importantly, why they totally deserve to be resurrected. And look, we're going to get this Silent Hills talk out of the way right now. Yes, we want the game. We all want a full Silent Hills game made by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro starring Norman Reedus. But so many people have talked about it for so long, it kind of feels redundant, especially because Kojima is now like working on Death Stranding 2 Still Stranding or something, so it's not going to be here. Let's start with a game instead that nobody ever talks about, Star Wars 1313. Okay, yes, Star Wars 1313 has also been talked about ad nauseum since it was unceremoniously canceled in 2013 after Disney acquired LucasArts. And for good reason, because what The Mandalorian did for Star Wars TV, 1313 looked to do for Star Wars video games. The game was going to put you in the rocket-shooting knee pads of Boba Fett as he navigates the seedy underbelly of Coruscant's subterranean crime hub level, 1313. It made a big splash when it was revealed at E3 in 2012, and having watched a lengthy gameplay demo in person, I can assure you it was going to live up to the hype. And while rumors swirl about a Mandalorian game in development, the fact that 1313 never escaped the Sarlacc pit of history has us doing our best Darth Vader impression to this day. Number 2, Scalebound. From 2011 to 2019, it felt like a real sweet spot for dragons in pop culture, which made the 2016 cancellation of Scalebound all the more upsetting and confusing. Best known for titles like the Bayonetta series, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and Nier Automata, Platinum Games actually started working on Scalebound as early as 2006. It was going to be the most ambitious game that Platinum ever put out. A semi-open world RPG with an AI or player-controlled dragon partner, as well as the game's protagonist Drew, who totally isn't Dante from Devil May Cry and Witness Protection. It was also going to have 4-player online co-op, flying sections, side quests, fully rendered towns with NPCs, and so much more. And all of this was rendered on the Unreal Engine 4, which is also going to be the last time that Platinum Games ever used a Western-developed engine, so just like a real swan song for what we could have had. A mixture of headbutting between game director Hideki Kamiya and Microsoft, as well as production hurdles and delays, led to Microsoft and Platinum canceling this game and leaving the rights in Microsoft's hands. And there's always been rumors floating around about this game being brought back from the dead in some capacity, but Xbox head Phil Spencer squashed those rumors in 2020. Just, I don't know, play the Spyro Reignited trilogy or buy a PS2 and Drakengard on eBay if you just really need a fix for dragon-based video games in the meantime. Number 3, Super Mario Spikers. Mario's worn plenty of different hats in his time, both literally and figuratively. In addition to being a trained plumber, he's a skilled race car driver, soccer player, tennis star, golf pro, Olympic athlete, and occasional dinosaur. But sadly, he never got his chance to be a volleyball star with a really great Northern Lights suplex. Super Mario Spikers was conceived of after the release of Mario Strikers Charged, and it was also intended to come out on the Wii. The original working title for the game was Mario Volleyball, and concepts for new Mario sports projects were being bandied about by developer Next Level Games back in 2006. Super Mario Spikers initially started as a simple volleyball-based game, but as the game was being developed, Next Level Games tried to combine their knowledge from previous Mario sports games with professional wrestling moves. You know, two tastes that taste great together like chocolate and peanut butter, except in this case, it's volleyball and steel chairs. Next Level pitched this concept to Nintendo, but they rejected it due to the game's realistic wrestling moves that went against the Mario franchise's standard of wholesome content. Basically, the game was too violent and too realistic compared to other games that feature Mario and his friends. That's right, folks, it was more violent than Super Smash Bros. Anyway, Next Level pulled the brakes on Spikers in 2007 and went on to develop the Wii version of Punch-Out instead, so channeling that aggression elsewhere. And unfortunately, there's been no talk about Spikers finding a second life on Switch, which is a bummer because we'd love to see Waluigi spike the ball, then throw Yoshi off Hell in a Cell and plummet 16 feet through an announcer's table. Number 4, Starcraft Ghost. Now, Starcraft Ghost might actually hold the record for the longest running It Might Actually Happen, especially because Duke Nukem Forever finally came out back in 2011. Blizzard's first foray into the stealth action genre, Starcraft Ghost, would have put players into the shoes of Nova, one of the elite Ghost commandos of the Terran military, which, by the way, Terran main here, buff us, please. I'm dying out here to these Protoss. Announced in September 2002, Blizzard Entertainment revealed they were working on the game with Nihilistic Software, who aimed to have the game turned around for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube in late 2003, which kinda sounded too good to be true. The game was consistently delayed, and during 2004, Nihilistic stopped working on the project entirely. Other studios like Swing and Ape came aboard to help work on cinematics, leading to a 2005 trailer, but unfortunately the project ran out of Vespene gas, and Blizzard announced the game was postponed to 2006. Then, at the 2008 DICE Summit, Blizzard's then president Mike Morhaime gave a presentation on the company's history, which listed games that Blizzard had cancelled, and conveniently absent was Ghost. But little did we know, disappointment was about to erupt like a nidus worm in my mineral line. When questioned about this, Blizzard co-founder Frank Pierce explained that Starcraft Ghost was never technically cancelled, and that it was not the company's focus at the time due to a finite amount of development resources. And Morhaime added that the success and popularity of World of Warcraft put Ghost even further on the proverbial back burner. Then finally, in 2014, Morhaime confirmed to Polygon that Ghost was in fact cancelled, along with their MMO Titan, which would in turn evolve into Overwatch. So for now, it seems like Ghost is firmly busted, even despite excitement that was sparked when Xbox game files of it leaked online in 2020, so I guess in the meantime, I'll just sadly build additional pylons and pretend like nothing ever changed. Number 5, Gotham by Gaslight. For every Arkham Knight or Injustice Gods Among Us, there is another DC Comics inspired video game that gets trapped inside a crisis on infinite development cycles. The Flash, Lobo, Justice League Arcade, Superman Blue Steel, and Alfred's Butler Quest 3D sadly never came out. While Batman-centric games have by and large been massively successful, the Gotham by Gaslight game never got the full treatment it so richly deserved. Based off the Elseworlds graphic novel of the same name, Gotham by Gaslight takes place in the late 1800s. It's Batman in a steampunk-inspired Europe, where he's on the hunt for the one and only Jack the Ripper, while crossing paths with other icons of the era like Sigmund Freud, who I'm sure found nothing at all viscerally upsetting about Bruce Wayne and his singular quest for justice. Day One Studios, who ported over Fear to the PS3 and Xbox 360, developed a prototype of character and cloth animation so they could pitch it to THQ, who needed to acquire the rights from Warner Brothers. But as cruel fate would have it, THQ was in the middle of completely shutting down and unfortunately laid off their entire staff. So Gotham by Gaslight never even got past the pitch stage, and for some reason never got picked up by any other major studio, despite showing off some truly exquisite cape physics. I mean, look at the ripple on that bad boy. Just look at that. It's a masterpiece by PS3 standards. Now, we'll probably never get a fully realized Gotham by Gaslight video game adaptation, but you can unlock a Gotham by Gaslight skin in Arkham Origins, which, it's cool, but kind of feels like rubbing salt in a Victorian wound. And there you have it, folks. 5 canceled games we would love to see and play someday. But tell us, what canceled game do you wish you could bring back from the dead, and why? Do you think there's going to be any big surprises this year's E3? And how weird do you think a conversation between Batman and Sigmund Freud would get? Anyway, let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture and E3, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.